Hey you guys, they're forming up the upstairs beams. Should be getting in there, closing it up soon. And then pour them. And then they'll start working on the roof so they can get, because the monsoon's coming, so they're trying to get it all ready. And plus, they'll be staying in here because some nights when it rained, which has only been a few so far, but they've been getting a little wet. So even though they got the Kubo, it's a couple years old, so leaks a little bit. It's great for shade, but they can already stay down below here. Here's the downstairs. It's got some water here because they've been keeping it damp to let it cure slower. Here's some of the 5-inch monoblocks, which they're going to be using. We're using mostly 4-inch for the walls and stuff, but up here in the front where there's no center beam, it'll have the 5-inch monoblock walls, which will be concrete. It'll be as good as having another beam in their column. So, because we'll be using like 3,500 to 4,000 psi. So it's coming along, and then after that we'll be putting the monoblock in, and that's going to go a lot faster. The only thing that'll slow us down in that is planning out where the windows are going to be and putting in outlets and switches. So we'll just be they'll take the grinder and cut holes in it where the outlets and the switches will be. And then it's pretty easy for the windows because you can just go up, and then you can just go up in one straight line, and then when it gets up there you can put half of one over the open window area, the sill, and the other one on the other side, and that'll box in the window, and then you just put a wood frame underneath to hold the concrete when you pour it. And it's going to go pretty quick once we start putting the walls up. And then the really great thing is with the monoblock and the concrete form blocks is what they are. You will be able to finish it quickly and easily, because hollow blocks, it gets all of its strength from all the layers of rendering it gets on the outside of the blocks. The hollow blocks here in the Philippines have they're about 300 to 500 psi maybe. I don't think I've ever seen one that's like 500, but they break really easy, so they put a lot of rendering, which is sand and cement, on the outside. And they usually put like up to 3 layers. And to put 3 layers on a whole house, it takes anywhere, depending on the size of the house, it'll take up to 2 months to do a house. This one, you're just putting a thin finish layer on the outside of the monoblock. It's already around 3,000 psi in compression strength. It actually can chip relatively easy, especially when it's fresh. But it's not a big problem because if there's a corner here, when you're filling it with concrete, you just let it come through a little bit and smooth it off on the other side, and boom, you're done. So it's way stronger, way better than hollow block. Plus, in the typhoon and the earthquakes, which they just had one in Mindanao a couple days ago, which it was about 7.8. We didn't feel it here, but we had one a few months ago. It was about a 5 something, and we felt it here, even though it was on the north side of the island. But we were not in the house, but we got a few cracks, but it was a hollow block house. And we got some cracks, quite a few cracks in the house, and it was a pretty new house. And even before that, I was not going to use hollow blocks for this house, but that pretty much clinched it. And we're using these. I was going to use light panels, which is an aerated block, kind of like AAC, but which has a little bit more thermal insulation. And then they have some new guidelines. You have to spend so much. So I decided, nah, we'll just go with concrete form blocks. I found them right close to our house in the city, which is Monoblock company in Talisay, Cebu. So that's what we're using. And they're quite a bit more expensive than the hollow blocks, but the hollow blocks are much smaller. It takes about 3 of these to make a square meter, and I'm not sure, but I think it takes like 17 or something like that to make of the hollow blocks to make a square meter, and with almost no strength and all that rendering, which cost a lot more money in the long run. Well, you ended up about even, but this one's got a much more strength, so that makes me feel better. So that's where we are today, you guys. We just bought the split air conditioners. We bought 4 of them. We bought 2 1-horsepowers for 2 of the bedrooms, and 2 1.5 horsepowers for the loft and living room. But neither one of them are that big. So, and then we bought Boston Bay, which is made by Medea, which is a good brand here. So, and I think they were. What was the price of the air conditioners, baby? The one horsepower. 17,000, which is about. Well, we bought those, and then we bought the 1.5 horsepowers. Those were 18,000 something. It all added up to about 71. It's like $1,100 and something dollars, right under $1,200 for all 4 split air conditioners, efficient and reliable. So we will probably be putting solar, hopefully pretty quick, so then we can run those puppies quite a bit, because AC can be quick if you got a lot of. It can be expensive if you run them a lot, which we probably will. So, and you got to keep them clean too. You got to clean them about once every 2 months, 3 months. So it depends on how dirty the air is around there and stuff. All right, everybody. Take care. Until next time, please like, share, and subscribe.